What the two sides see as positive aspect of this relationship, of course, is the economic cooperation. There is a lot of scope as far as trade, for example, between the two countries is concerned. There's also a lot both countries stand to gain if they have a diplomatic cooperation among themselves. Then, of course, there is the defense collaboration. Now, in this area in particular, Egypt feels that it stands to gain a lot if it's having good relations with Turkey. So, for example, Turkish military products such as drones, that's something that Egypt might be interested in. So, of course, these are the positive aspects that the two sides are hoping to prioritize. There are, of course, a number of areas where they have differences. For example, they mentioned this in the statement that Libya was one of the areas they've talked about. In Libya, of course, both countries have been supporting the opposing sides, where Turkey had been backing the UN-recognized government of national accord, whereas Egypt had been providing support, including military support in the shape of weapons, to the militia of warlord Khalifa Haftar. They've also had differences when it comes to Iraq, for example. Turkey's military presence and operations in Iraq against the PKK terrorist organization. Egypt, of course, has been towing the Arab League line, where it's been opposing Turkey's intervention in Iraq. So that's another area they've talked about. And there is no mention, but there's a contentious issue, which is about the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, of course, Turkey says that it maintains its ideational position of support for democracy and opposition to military regimes toppling democratically elected governments. But of course, there is this element of realpolitik that is there. There is this realization on both sides that things today are not as they were in 2013. So this is where they feel that they need to move on. We've heard earlier from Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu. He said that this is basically a step and they're expecting the talks to continue in the coming days.